Welcome to a brand new episode of the Danielle Towns podcast. Joining me for this first episode back is Danielle Walker, and we had a good chat about how COVID affected us during stand-up comedy and hobbies we picked up and just general things that went on with our lives. So let's go. All right, welcome to the Danielle Towns podcast. We're back. I'm here today with Danielle Walker. How are you, Danielle?
I'm good. Why are you back?
Why am I back? Well, I've been away. This is good. You're going to interview me, are you?
Yeah.
That's where this is headed. Fantastic. All right, well, I wasn't planning on starting with this, but here we go. I guess it has been away for a while. It was through lockdown, so when COVID first started, I just finances went a little bit out of control and, budgeting and whatnot, and I must have missed a couple of payments on the place where I host it.
Yep.
And it eventually got taken down offline.
Oh.
And I didn't even realise. And once they take it off, it just disappears from everywhere that it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just disappears from everywhere that it is. And I was just like, oh no. But I've always kept backups and you know what I mean? So I've still got, I don't have the master recordings, but I've kept all the files that were outputted and then uploaded to the distribution service kind of thing.
So you can just pretend you've never done the podcast and redo it and try and get on the iTunes new and noteworthy system.
What the plan was, I don't know how all that stuff works, but what I was going to do is I'll have classic versions and I'm not putting the old ones out like they're new.
Yeah.
It's going to be this was recorded nearly 10 years ago, when I was... when I was anything, but it's because some of the conversations would have been really?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then, because I thought about not putting them back up at all, but then there's some really good ones in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I feel like...
people like them.
Yeah.
So may as well have them up there.
But I didn't even know it was gone until someone messaged me on Twitter. I'm like, what's he talking about? And I went, no, because I didn't really think about comedy at all, while it was gone and we were in lockdown. So, I don't know about you. How have your last few years been?
Yeah, I think I didn't think about comedy at all for a long time. I was just into hobbies and talking to friends and family and stuff. I just kept on writing down all the stories of my family to try and be okay, I've got all of these things for the future for me.
Oh, so you're still making comedy, on the side?
Yeah. I don't know if it was comedy, though, as well. When you're, doing your family stories and you go, I don't know if you can ever say that out loud to anybody.
But what are you storing it for, if not?
Just for myself.
Just for yourself.
For my memories and stuff.
For a book.
Yeah.
Sounds like you'd have a good book in you. All the stuff I've seen you do on stage.
Definitely about my family, yeah. Because I just been tracking down everything about them. I got my granddad had footage from the 70s that he took of his family, and then I found footage of my dad had taken of our family when we were little, and so I went up as well in after one of the lockdowns to spend time with my family and record all their stories for me as well. And I think I'm going to try and do that every year from here on out, just for myself. And
yeah, that's nice. That's a good idea. And turn it into something. Or a sitcom. The characters are there, right?
Oh, yeah, they're all fully formed.
Yeah, you might have to tweak one or two things.
Yeah, I'll get them to sign a release form.
Based on, just change it 10%. Give the bald one hair.
Dad'll love that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, so, how many, it was about 2 years off?
Yeah, basically.
Did you work? Did you have a job? Were you doing anything?
No, I was lucky with the JobKeeper, and then also I got some ads and stuff.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And so I was pretty okay, which was nice for me. And, there was a few the comedy online things or writing things here and there, which kept me going through. So I was actually all right.
Have you always had your name up for ads, or is that something that you just started doing in lockdown? Because
no, there's this guy, and he found my. Somebody I knew was working for a casting company in Melbourne ages and ages ago, and then I don't know. She asked me to come in, and so I did. They took a photo, put it in the thing, and then all of a sudden I got this call from a director, it would have been 2016, ages and ages ago.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Hey, I saw your I saw your face and I thought you'd be perfect for this character. I thought you'd be perfect for this character in this thing I'm making. I was like, yeah, sure, send it through. And then I got the information and it was like, the character is Maggie. She's a kitchen hand with very bad personal hygiene.
Oh, really?
And I was like, thank you. And then ever since then, I've just always worked with that director heaps, and he's great. And we'll film stuff that's not ads, but then he'll call me up and
you.
yeah, yeah, basically
in script form.
Well, I love him. I think he's like one of my favorite because I love characters, and he's essentially sort of I did like a painting and gave it to him of him as a cane toad riding a motorbike recently,
cool.
and he loved it. And I was like, you're probably the only person I could ever do a painting of as a cane toad that they'd really love it.
Do you sell your artwork?
Sometimes, but not really, because I'm really bad if somebody says like, can you do something for me? And then I'll be like, yeah, and then I'll never do it. So I usually have to do stuff for myself.
Yeah, what if you did stuff for yourself and had like an online shop or something?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I got to talk to somebody because I can't do any admin at all. It's the admin involved that's the issue.
Yeah, right, but I mean, there's websites there now that do it for you. You just got to draw it and upload the file.
That's the thing, though, the uploading the file and just signing up to the website is like, it's something that I just can't, my brain like has a freak out,
Really?
Has a panic attack. I can't do like any admin. I didn't do my tax for like 3 years before me and my partner got together, and then he just took it over.
Oh, thank God.
I was like,
you don't
thank
want to
God.
have, you don't want to have problems.
No.
Like, you don't want to.
No, we have a rule. He does all the admin and then I decorate the house.
Because that's not that hard. Like, just, I mean,
No.
if you don't look, if you can't do it, you can't do it.
To me,
but-
it's like the most overwhelming thing in the world is to do any sort of admin.
Yeah, right. Like,
at all.
I just find it like, it's not trying on my brain, so I'll
Yeah.
do this instead of stressing my brain out with,
Yeah,
like it's just easy to do. Like I can wake up, do it half asleep.
yeah.
It's like, what's my name? I know that.
I think anything that's just in the world, like not physically in the world, my brain doesn't like it.
Yeah,
like if it's
yeah.
not physically, like I can learn skills if it's like tactile, but anything that's like in my mind doesn't really exist, like the internet or anything, numbers, none of it exists properly in my brain. I can't wrap my head around it, and I just go into like a panic attack.
What do you mean numbers don't exist in your brain?
That spreadsheets and stuff.
Oh, don't start. Let's not
was
talk
like,
about
oh, no.
spreadsheets. I fucking suck at those. I don't even know how people do formulas.
Oh no, I don't know anything at all about anything. Genuinely.
Or as Oscar, that's my dog. Someone's drilling or something. Keep it down, buddy. It's all right. There we go. Special guest appearance. Yeah, I find like I made an invoice template ages ago, like just a generic one off theirs. You know, when you go open new, and if you switch to like templates and there's like invoices or resumes, and you just change, and like the formulas are there.
Yeah, I had, when I first started making money from comedy for the first year, I didn't make money because I didn't know, like if you had to invoice for the gig, I just wouldn't do it because I didn't know how to make an invoice.
Well,
my boyfriend made an invoice and then now I know how to do it.
Well, the reason I did the template was so it was easy and I just had to change the amount and who I was sending it to and the invoice number kind of thing. But gradually over the years, like I've somehow edited the formula. I don't know what the hell I've done. So it doesn't work anymore. So I still have to go through and do it all manually.
Oh, no.
Like that's the way I don't enjoy that side of things. But like we're signing up for stuff, to me, that's just like, all right, well, that's not like trying to make a joke perfect. It's a little bit easier on my brain. Like I find that stuff easier to do when I'm not in full creative mode.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything outside my brain that's not full creative mode. I think that's all there is in there. I don't think there's anything else.
Yeah, right.
I think it's actually hard to function in a normal society, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you've been diagnosed with ADHD, haven't you?
Yeah.
Are you
they told me
comfortable
about that.
talking about that?
Yeah. I'm fine with that completely.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. I was just thinking, fuck, am I going to have to edit this?
No.
Yeah, right. So that's probably got something to do with it, right?
Yeah, I reckon that's got something to do with it. I mean, also they told me I have autism, so I reckon that's probably also got something to do with it. I don't know. I haven't looked into everything yet. I keep on going to look, but then I can't remember, like, because it doesn't interest me.
How old were you when you were diagnosed with autism? You don't interest yourself.
No, not with that stuff. I guess like I got diagnosed this past year, so
Your buddy.
29.
What?
Or 28. 28 or 29, because it was this past year. I don't know. I can't find it.
All right, I'm going to have to get down on the floor because he's going to, I mean, he's all right, but he's just going to, he wants to get outside. I'll give him somewhere to sleep. 29 years old. I mean, someone tried to tell me I had ADHD.
Oh, yeah?
And like I don't. But how do you find, obviously, I mean, you're medicated for it. Mm-hmm. And how do you find that's improved things?
Well, I don't think I'm on the right dose yet. I think I need to be on a higher dose, but I don't want to change anything until after festival because it's like kind of hard.
Can't you just take more?
Well, I guess I could, but then I'd run out and then I'd have a whole issue with that because I'm on Vyvanse, which is like slow release, not the Dexies that are just like bang, bang, bang. So it lasts for like a full day. But it does make like I can just like get up and do stuff now easy. Like I can just get up in the morning and brush my teeth and start my day, which before I would just be like, okay. Oh, no. I don't want to. Oh, no. I don't want to have to do that. And then I just stay there for ages until I finally got up. And then every task was
like a chore, like a real effort.
Yeah, everything took so much effort. And now I don't even think about stuff. I'll just be walking around doing it without thinking of it.
That's good. But did you find your energy level picked up or you felt better?
My energy level picked up at the start. Now I think it's just a normal energy level.
Yeah.
But I think I can just like, I just don't have those barriers in my brain that are like, oh, not yet, later.
Yeah.
Like I just don't have those. Like I can just sort of like, I mean, I still have to want to do the task. Like I still can't do admin. Like my brain's still like...
Yeah. Oh, look, when I took, even though they told me I didn't have it, I was still prescribed the medication and I took it for a while. And like, obviously it didn't work for me because I didn't need it. But like I just multitasked faster.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like I was like, oh, I'm so focused on this now, I'm going to finish it. And like I was still just like doing everything I usually do, just at a much
better,
faster pace.
Yeah.
But what you said about waking up and feeling everything was hard, I can't remember who this was, but it was an English comic and they had a joke about like, you know, like people don't tell you like what you're in for when you're a kid.
Yeah.
Like when you become an adult, like you don't realise, you know, how hard everything is. You know, like how hard life is. You know, he goes, because look at how your day goes. Like you get up, you have breakfast, and then it just all goes downhill or something like that. And it was just like it was like you wake up, you do one thing and then like whatever, but it was just like, all right, that's really funny.
Yeah. I hate that feeling. I remember when I was like, I don't know, 18 and I worked in like call center and it was the first time I'd had like a proper full-time job.
Yeah.
And I just remembered waking up after like 4 months once the like funness of the job had worn off. And then I just was like, is this all there is? Is it just get up and go? Is that all there is to it? I can't do this every day forever. I can't do it.
Yeah, well, that's probably why you're perfect for comedy because you just get bored really quickly in a regular job.
Yeah, although I think I could do plenty of other jobs, but just not in a office.
Nothing with a routine like the same thing all the time.
No, I think I'd be good at like I could be like somebody who built furniture, or I could anything with your hands I could do.
Yeah, right.
Or if it was different all the time, like different things you were making or whatever. Like I couldn't be a factory worker building furniture, but I could design my own and.
Were these thoughts that you had during lockdown when you weren't doing comedy? Like, fuck, what else can I do for money?
No, I think I just always think that like comedy isn't the end. Like it's not like it's my only choice. I'm choosing to do it because I could do heaps of other things.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because I'm like, fuck, what else can I do? Like, what else could I do? Trying to figure it out. Like, what are you like? I'm too old to. Like by the time I finished a degree or whatever. Like, don't get me wrong, I've got skills.
Yeah.
But all the skills I have, it would involve me starting another business.
Yeah.
And like, I don't like the idea of that. Like after, like if it got to that where I had to do something else, if stand up didn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Like I just want someone to give me money.
That is, yeah.
Like it's just give me money. Like, but yeah, like all my skills are around like photo, video, and like I could do it. But like the easiest way to get work in that, which is also the hardest way, is fucking starting off.
Yeah, because you got to freelance or something before you can get into somewhere, especially if you don't have like a uni degree in it, I guess.
And slow burns of building things up and.
Oh, you're making me depressed already.
Well, speaking of depression, I mean, I spent quite a bit of last year now in bed, but that was depression when I didn't want to get up in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, and I've never experienced that before. And I was like, all right, this is
tough.
Yeah, like I'd never experienced it, like not being able to function or not wanting to. I
Yeah.
was just like, no, I'm okay with just lying here. Yeah, it's hot and I'm a bit sticky, but having a shower is too much effort,
Yeah.
you know? Yeah. Yeah, it's bizarre. All right, that's let's get back on the upbeat topics.
Did you do anything to get out of it? Like, did you take some stuff, or did you end up just going to the park and like doing exercise to get rid of it? Or
Oh, I didn't exercise. I basically stopped exercising when we locked down. Like I used to do cardio for 4 times a week, 5
Yeah.
times a week, just to only cardio. Like
Yeah.
don't care about fucking weights. But
Yeah.
as soon as lockdown, I was like, all right, I'm taking a break.
Yeah.
And then, you know, cancelled my gym membership because it was like, oh, let's save some money.
yeah,
And then there's a gym downstairs here and they've got my thumbprint so I can get in. But like, I've never been. Like, I just wasn't exercising. I did get medication,
yeah,
like from the doctor, and I was a bit, I don't want to do this at first. But then I took them, and I will say that, yeah, that and the social side of things in the park,
yeah,
like having, because I mean, I guess that was at a stage too when none of us really knew each other that well. Like
Yeah.
we were all just,
seeing each other in the park.
yeah, kind of semi-regularly, not like every day like it is now, but like whenever we were there at the same time or whatever. And it was just, but they were good people and they were nice chats, and like it was, but they didn't know me.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So it wasn't talking about life and serious stuff. And
it's just chit chat.
yeah, it was just general chit chat and
Yeah.
like dog stuff and just nice, like, so that was good. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was really good.
That's
Actually,
good.
like I needed that.
Yeah.
I did in that state of mind. Like I needed, I don't know, like just to talk to, because you need human interaction, but I didn't want it like with people that know you, and cause
They can see it in your eyes. That
yeah,
you're
they can
having
see.
it.
Yeah, they know. Like you know.
Yeah, you're like dead behind the eyes. Yeah, I went through some photos recently of myself when I was in the second lockdown in Melbourne, which was the hardest for me because I was like, I got real bad acne on my chin from wearing the masks all the time, and I was supposed to take photos for my dermatologist to like see the progress or whatever. But then in every photo, I remembered thinking like, oh, my skin looks good today when I took the photo. But looking back, I was like, your eyes look so dead in that photo. Like you're smiling, but nobody's there.
Yeah. I mean, looking at old photos of yourself is like revisiting old bits.
Yeah.
You're gonna,
What was I going on there?
I'm just glad my age grew up before digital. Like I
Yeah.
didn't have the awkward years. Like I still hate seeing photos of myself. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like having all that shit, like my late teens and.
Yeah, I guess it's also documented from your perspective now, which is weird because before it was like your parents taking photos of you at family gatherings, whereas now it's like
Selfies.
you doing
Yeah.
a selfie.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. Like, how does a kid transition from their parents' online footprint for them to their own?
Yeah.
Like, especially if the parent builds up, you know, the ones that like.
So, like my kid's the best in the world.
Yeah, like
or-
they try and turn their kids into influencers and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I guess that at some point that kid's got to transition to like
yeah.
running their own shit. Well, I guess that's how you get Macaulay Culkins and Justin Bieber's
Yeah.
and all those. It's just a different generation of that.
Yeah, I wonder what that is like to be. I mean, I think it would be hard to be forced to be like a kid that you're brought up like you're going to be something special.
Oh, and like, but growing up like as a kid, like I don't know if there's anyone that exists that was a child influencer kind of thing that's made a transition to adult celebrity. And correct me if I'm wrong here, anyone.
Yeah.
The only one I can think of, and it's a video game guy, and I wouldn't even say he's done it, but he's trying. It's a guy who got massive on Twitch, Ninja,
Yeah.
and now he's trying to break into more serious stuff. Like 5 million, like, you know, followers or subscribers, like massive numbers on Twitter and everything, but he's trying to break into serious.
Yeah.
But like every other child celebrity we've had so far has done it via media that was already established at making celebrities.
Yeah.
You know, like film, TV, like so.
Traditional media. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess they all had their own hierarchies and structures and ways. But with influencers, like say a child influencer that like celebrity that then transitioned to an adult, they've never had to listen to a executive producer or a record industry executive or a manager. Like potentially, like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
they don't have any real world perspective whatsoever. It's just, here's this thing, here's me, and this, like, so everything's always been about them.
I guess that's how you end up with like that Jake and Logan Paul brothers, like people like that, where you're like, I'm the greatest person in the world, and nobody can tell me others. But I also don't know enough about them to.
Oh, look, I mean, I'm all for
know.
parents bigging up their kids and telling them everything's possible, but there is a line, and kids need a healthy dose of reality too. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I think we were sort of like, oh, I guess we'll. I don't even know. I don't even think my parents had any goals for me at all.
no, not like that. Not but I mean, I got the perspective. Mine is kind of like, oh, look, a duck. Isn't nature amazing? Oh, and it just got killed by a dog. That was your reality. No, you know what I mean? Like, it's, I don't know. Yeah. So have you got any, what do you got coming up now that we're back working and you're being creative? And
I'm just getting ready for festival and stuff.
Yeah.
So I've just been, I don't know, just trying to get that show ready. And
how long are you away for?
well, I'll go to Melbourne, and then I haven't looked at my calendar after Melbourne, but I know that it's basically, full up then after that until June, I think. So because it's like all the other festivals like Perth and Brisbane and Sydney.
So you're going back on the road for...
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I'm excited because I'm really liking my show, and then I think we're going to hopefully take it over to Edinburgh too.
Oh, nice.
So I think that'll be fun to try and, I don't know, just... I'm really enjoying the show, so I think it'll be fun for me to do a show that long. I think I've only really done before Melbourne and then, maybe Brisbane or Sydney.
Yeah, one other kind of thing.
Yeah. So not really properly like running a show in like 70, 80 times, which I think will be fun and different to,
that'd be
to
great.
do that.
Yeah, I'm surprised you're excited about going away, because if there's one thing that I did really enjoy in the lockdown, it was just staying in Sydney.
Yeah.
Like not having to go away every weekend or every fortnight, like just, having a bedtime.
I think I just like when I go to festivals and stuff. Also, Melbourne's home for me as well.
Oh,
a bit
that's
still.
true. Yeah,
so,
that's true.
Melbourne's
you
like
lived there long enough for
for like 6 years or something. I was there, and so I really love Melbourne. But also because I just decided I was like, I'm just gonna take 2 or 3 suitcases. Like I'm there for a month. I'm going to take anything I could possibly need to make my life comfortable while I'm there for the month during festival. And I don't like go out and party and stuff during fest because I'm sort of like, this is the time of the year when I got to take this the most
take it seriously. Yeah, that's like me there too.
Yeah.
It's
I never understand when everybody's out partying and losing their voice and getting sick, and I'm like, what? What do you mean?
Yeah, I know. They're closing deals.
Yeah, what do you mean the show's the last thing you've thought about?
I like to try and keep my head down and just focus on doing the thing there. But going away at the moment, like actually the first time I went away after the thing, I went to Dubbo for 4 nights with someone, and I was so excited.
Yeah,
because it was good. It was just a drive, like it wasn't a flight.
Yeah,
my first flight was to the Gold Coast, and that was like still when restrictions were on, and there were so many people still not wearing masks.
Yeah,
like this was just like around 2 weeks into Omicron or whatever it was. Like so, it was still pretty fresh. And it was like, come on, just like I thought if I was going to get it, it was going to be like there. Yeah, and I didn't, so that's all right. Have you had it yet?
Not yet. Have you had it yet?
No.
I'm like stressed out. I want to get it before Fest, but I'm also like, that's...
Oh, that seems like that'll be a very fertile breeding ground for it.
That's something that stresses me out because, the flu at Melbourne is crazy during Comedy Festival.
Yeah, it's bad enough.
Part of me is like, please, for the love of God, can I get it so that I can't get it during Fest? Because I don't want to lose a week of my run.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fucked. That ruins everything.
Yeah, you got people packed into a room.
Yeah. Oh, wow, you're really selling it here. Buy tickets to
Danielle
show.
Come.
No, I didn't even think of that. But that's going to be in Edinburgh probably even more so. Some of those sweaty dungeons they have over there. Like great venues, but
no ventilation.
Oh, what's that one that's literally in a bloody, like the caves?
Oh, yeah.
There's
damp in there.
Damp, like literally, like Conan's damp running down the bloody stalagmites. Cool venue, though.
Yeah, I'm hoping I don't get it, though, or I get it right before Fest. Or, I mean, I guess, like, the vaccines work as well. I've had lots of close calls. I had somebody in my car who got Delta, like diagnosed with Delta. Is it diagnosed? I don't know.
Yeah,
they got Delta like the next day. Like they got their swab they did like a rat test, and then they went and got tested, and they had Delta, and I had them in my car with me, and I didn't get it then.
Well, we know two people
Heaps
that
of
lived
other
together that one of them had it, and he never got it.
Yeah.
Like, not a couple, but like just housemates.
Yeah.
And yeah, he never got it. And yeah, like I was walking a friend's dog for a week when they got it. Just after New Year's, they got it. Or just before, and I was walking their dog for like a week, and I didn't come into contact with them, and it was a couple of meters between us. But like, the dog would just run over to me, and and would go. But I think if you're still careful and like I don't know, I don't pass too many people in a day.
Yeah.
You know, and like when I do, like I could tell you whether I was breathing in or out.
Yeah.
Or holding my breath. You know what I mean? Like, I've still kind of been not paranoid, but just vigilant. Like I don't want it. Like if I was going to get it, it was Christmas.
Yeah.
Like that was like to not impact anything and to get some money.
Yeah.
You know, when that payment was there. But now the gigs are back. Like I don't.
Not.
Like
you lose more work.
Yeah. And it's, that whole cancelling stuff and, you know. Unless it was a week where I had one gig and it was a gig like I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
But I don't do too many of those gigs.
Yeah. Well, I had my booster and it messed me up, and so I was worried I'd gotten COVID when I got my booster.
Oh,
but
really?
Then it was fine.
Which family of the vaccines are you in?
I got Pfizer. I've had all three, just Pfizer.
Oh, right. Yeah, same.
3 Pfizers. And I just got really bad muscle. Like it felt, my whole body felt like constantly all my muscles were like tense, but also like, you know, that like muscle pain you get after you've been to the gym or whatever, and like your legs or arms hurt or whatever, but but every single muscle in my body, and constantly like there was no point where it wasn't hurting for like 2.5 days.
Because obviously I've heard about all that stuff, but the first dose, my arm was sore like for a couple of days, like to the point where I couldn't lift my arm above my head at one point.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, this is full on. The second one, absolutely nothing. Like to the point where other people were talking about it a few days later, and in my head I went, oh yeah, that's right, I had my booster.
Yeah.
And then I jumped in, and the third one, nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Yeah, I was the opposite. First 2, nothing. Third one, the worst thing that's ever happened to me. But you should get it. You should definitely get it.
And look, I still use the vaccine as an excuse.
Yeah.
Like, oh no, I can't. I've had my vaccine today. I'm not feeling the best. You got to take them. You got to take the free ones when they're there, right? It's like food at a gig, and you've already had dinner. It's like I am eating again.
I've done that before. Where I've known that there was going to be food there, but I'd organised, like I'd had dinner with people first, so I'd packed a container so that I could go and order the food and then pack it up and take it home for the next day. I've done that before.
Well, you know, you do what you do. Yeah, I remember when I first moved out of home, the apartment block that I lived in, it was an older building, but it was a big building, so it had like a communal toilet block downstairs.
Yeah.
And it also had outside laundries.
Oh, okay.
Like not internal laundries. And I was out of toilet paper, so I just had to help myself for a while. Like just because I can't even afford toilet paper. Go over there and steal a roll. I was that person. Yeah, it's been I feel like obviously it's been an interesting few years for everyone. I mean, like on stage, you won't hear a word out of my mouth about COVID. I don't know about you, but like it's like we've heard everything, every take on it. Like because no one was performing, like so everything just got put out online.
Yeah.
Like we've heard every different opinion on it from different people we've either wanted to have conversations with or had conversations forced upon us by. Yeah. Like about, you know, their opinions about it and the government and all that kind of stuff. But I think it's interesting to hear what people have been doing in the time off. Yeah. You know, because like I'm surprised, like I see photos on Facebook of people that like are working jobs now. Yeah. That is true. That is a weird thing when people now have jobs or completely have left like the industry they were in before or something just to change. I found that quite interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a big reset, isn't it? Yeah. I think it's nice because I think it's like something where, I don't know, like you just get so caught up in day-to-day life, you just keep doing what you're doing, and then I think it's nice to have like a breather to be like, wait, do I even like what I'm doing? Oh, look. What's happening? It would have been a perfect time to quit. Yeah. Like, because you didn't quit. Yeah. Like it was COVID. Yeah. You had to do something else to make some money. Yeah, be easy to You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's an easier, like, as opposed to if you did it like in September.
Yeah.
And you'd have to ring up, cancel all the bookings you've got in, like actually tell people, no, I'm stopping
Yeah.
or I'm taking a break.
Yeah, you can just not book back in now.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Whereas now, like if you're like, no, you know what, I'm
I'm
then,
done.
And then it's just going to be that time when someone else is at a gig 2 or 3 years later and it's like, what happened to,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know?
I could never quit because I can't do the admin behind messaging people to get
Yeah,
out
but
of
it
it.
wouldn't have just fit your style to not show up.
Yeah.
Just have a gig on and all of a sudden you're not there. Have you ever not shown up to a gig?
I think I might have, but I just didn't know I had it on.
Yeah, okay.
But I think it's only happened like once when somebody's messaged me to be like, hey, where are you? And then, oh, yes, because it was like they'd messaged me and then we hadn't locked in a date fully, but they'd put it in on their end, but
Oh,
we'd
right,
never fully
yeah,
gone through.
okay.
But yeah, I think I'm usually okay with that stuff because I'll double, triple check my calendar.
They're the worst ones too, aren't they? When
Yeah.
you're like that last minute reminder and you're just like, oh, fuck's sake.
Not wanting to do it is the worst, especially when it's like a gig that's like 5 minutes. Like I can't.
Yeah, well,
care.
I had one of those in the UK, and like I was already getting paid work.
Yeah.
And like obviously the scene over there is a lot different now, but when I was there, and like you were getting work, there was about 20 or so gigs that the bookers of those gigs wanted to know that you were doing
Yeah.
before they'd give you like a shot, like kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like say your comedy stores and your glee clubs and all the bigger rooms over there. Like if it was the glee, like the glee clubs, they wanted to see that you were doing the store and you were doing
Oh, yeah.
like the other better rooms.
It's like the thing, so you've got to get one to get them all.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's whoever will get you in first, then.
Yeah, and like it was a good thing. Fuck, I completely forgot my point. What were we talking about before I started that?
Talking about getting
Welcome back to the Daniel
5
Towns
minutes.
podcast. Oh yeah, the 5 minute thing. So right, it was, but there was one dude who, like I did about 6 open spots for him, and like I'm talking in the arse end of England, like where it would be like, hey, do you want to go to Devon on a Tuesday?
Yeah.
And like you'd leave at 3 o'clock in the afternoon or earlier, like to beat the traffic and for the length of the drive.
Yeah.
You'd get home at like 3 or 4 in the morning. There's unpaid, and he'd book his gigs around a driver. Like he was the first person I've ever seen who utilised an online system, right? And I got offered so many gigs, and I could never understand why.
Yeah.
Until someone that worked there, like their online system, you just put in your availability. Like they had all the gigs listed, and you just ticked a box for all the ones that you're available for. And then they went over it from all the UK acts that had said, hey, I'm keen for that one. And obviously they put together the best lineups kind of thing. But one of the questions on there was, like, do you have your own transport? Right?
Yeah.
And I didn't take that as them asking, are you a driver? I took it as them going,
Like, can you get to the gig?
can you get to the
Yeah.
gig? And I was new there, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'll go anywhere. So I ticked yes, right? And they just kept offering me gigs. And then I found out it was because they booked their gigs around drivers.
Yeah, I guess that's good advice, I guess, to be like, get a car if you go to the UK.
But the driver was always an open spot.
Oh,
right?
so you didn't even get paid?
No, so or maybe they got like 50 quid or something.
Oh.
I don't know. But like, so the driver, but then there's 4 or 5 acts crammed into a,
Nissan
like
Micra.
driving for, all that time. But anyway, like, and there was he wanted me to do a Sunday one, and this was one of his better ones.
Yeah.
And he's like, can you do this one? And I booked it in, and then the day came, and like, I just didn't want to do it.
No.
Like, I was like, you know what? Like, I've done enough. Like, I've fucking done enough for him for free.
Yeah.
Like, give me some real work, and I'm happy to keep going to these places, or like, I'm not going to keep chasing you. And it was a Sunday night. My housemates were doing something, and I just messaged him and I said, hey, mate, sorry, I've got another gig. And he completely lost it. And like, he's rang me up, and we're on the phone for like 40 minutes, and he's like, where's this other gig? Where is it? And I said it was in Luton. And he's like, there's no gigs in Luton on a Sunday.
It's for a dental. It's for dentists.
But like, he just knew it. Like, and he's like, if you don't do this gig tonight, you're closing the door on 80 gigs in the UK. And it's like, man, I'd rather do the ones that are
Paid.
like the better ones that are
Yeah.
paying me, that I don't have to sit in a car for 10 hours for,
Yeah.
kind of thing. And he's like, oh, you're ruining the show. And I said, mate, like, he was really aggressive.
Yeah.
And I said, mate, if you're hinging your entire show on a 5 minute open spot that you've never seen,
Yeah.
like, you should probably start thinking about booking stronger lineups, because it's not like that, and because he would book, like the majority of the show would be new. Like the one of the ones I did to him, someone came up to me beforehand and they were the MC and they're like, "Fuck, I'm really nervous. I've never done this before." And, and I said, "What MC?" And they went, "No, comedy." Like
I know what I'm saying.
Yeah, like the guy, he booked people because they drove and it was cheaper. Like Mickey D has a story about doing a gig for this dude, and like he wanted to, and like Mickey did a lot of work for this guy, and like he offered him one, and Mickey was like, "Yeah, but it's not enough money. Like I'm free, but it's not enough." And he was like, "All right, hang on," and like rang him back like a couple of minutes later and offered him more money, and like Mickey said, "All right, done, I'll do it." Didn't know anything other than the fact that he got more money. But then on the drive out to the gig, whatever it is, 5-6 hour gig, the open spot that's driving out was talking about how it used to be this much money. But then one day Jeff rang him and his fee was reduced. I just named the dude too, but oh well. I was trying really hard not to name him. And there you go. But yeah, and then so like he just took some money from one act to give to the other.
That's so funny. I've had a similar thing in Australia.
Oh, really?
With there was a guy, and he introduced my friend because my friend at the time, I didn't have a car, but he had a car, and so they booked me to headline, and then they were like, "Oh, do you want to organise the MC, like somebody who can drive you out?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll get my friend." And then they introduced him to the stage and said, "And your first act, he's a really good friend of Danielle's." And I was like, "They don't even know who I am. Now you're not even introducing him as a comedian. You're just introducing him as a friend." But then separately, the promoter asked him if he would take $50 less so he could buy dinner for everybody. And my friend, he's so nice, he said yes. And then he just bought like 3 of the same pizzas that all had anchovies on them. And we're like, this is the weirdest. You can't do 3 anchovy pizzas. That's psycho.
Oh, and just asking to their face and telling them the reason why as well. Like, you can't do that.
I mean, I thought it was very funny when he told me, because I was doing it mostly as like to hang out with my friend and go on a road trip or whatever, but it wasn't much money or anything. But then I was like, I can't believe you said yes to that. You didn't have to say yes to that.
Well, I mean, we just say yes to everything, don't we? Like, especially when you're new and you don't know any better. That's what I like about, like, when you start realising your time, the value of your time.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that lockdown. I mean, you were saying before we started, the first one, I had the time of my life.
Yeah.
Like, I was loving it. It's like, I need a break.
Everybody needs a break.
Yeah. And, like, this is good. Like, and I didn't feel like I was taking a break, but the world was still moving forward.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, it's not like every other holiday or if you miss something because, we're all in the same position. Great, let's reset.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then when it felt like it was just going to keep going and going and going, which it has.
Yeah.
Then it just starts to get a bit draining, doesn't it?
Yeah, it was a bit full on. But I reckon, like I said, you've only done the two lockdowns, I think. The first one.
Oh, that's right, because you were in Melbourne, weren't you?
Yeah, so I did the first lockdown, then we had a week off, and then we all went back into lockdown for another 3 months. Then we came out, then we moved to Sydney, then we did that, I don't know, however long that other third lockdown was here in Sydney. So I feel like the next lockdown, if we do have one, that's going to be real good for you, and I don't know how that is for me, because the third one for me was great. I just got into all the hobbies that I'd neglected for years, found new hobbies, figured out what I liked about the world.
You're doing lockdown on tour.
Yeah.
Where's the next one? What state's the next one going to be? What hobbies? What new hobbies?
Oh, I got into doing nails, like doing my own nails and stuff, and then I got into like making my own furniture. I redid everything in the house. Like,
really?
Redid everything. I got like a sander and jigsaw cutter and drills. I got everything now, possibly. Luckily, we got 2 balconies because one is my workshop and then the other one's the plant area.
That's great that you've got to do all that stuff. I'm fucking terrible.
Well, I love it. Anything to do with hand, like doing it, physical stuff with your hands, I like to do. So, yeah, I rejigged all the furniture.
Queenslander.
Yeah. I did it. And then, I got into, I don't know, we did some cooking and stuff. We did lots of things.
That's cool, because I said I was going to do all that stuff and I just didn't do any of them. Played a lot of video games, which was one of the things, but like put all the other stuff that I was going to do on the like all the home type stuff. I'm going to do this, and I kept the garden up.
Yeah, well, I guess you don't really have anywhere that you could. Is there an area where you could like build furniture around here? Because I've got 2 pretty big balconies, which which makes it easier.
No, I mean, we could do it in here on the
Yeah.
floor, but then I'm sure there'd be noise complaints and all that kind of stuff. This place is like,
Yeah, I think it'd be dangerous too, right?
yeah, well, probably that too. I
For
don't
you
know. But
breathing.
I don't even know what's involved. My girlfriend does that kind of stuff. I just supervise. Not even supervise. I just sit in another room. I don't know. Do you want me to hand your tools and get in the way? Couldn't even change fucking fly screen.
Yeah, no, that is the same. I mean, I definitely do all the like handyman stuff around the home.
Yeah.
And Jono does all he keeps the washing up to date.
Yeah,
Like
right.
the washing up or the clothes washing, all the stuff that I can't keep my head around.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we used to have I was more of the cleaning and that side of things. And
Yeah.
She was the cooking and the...
We got a robot vacuum. That was
How's
good.
that?
I love it. I just got an app on my phone and I can tell it to spot clean, or I can send it around a total clean on the house. It's great.
That is pretty cool. I don't know how that would work with having a dog, though. I don't think that's something I could do. But
Yeah, I wonder. They show lots of videos of cats like sitting on them and dogs sitting on them while they go around.
I could, like, if it's, I've seen dogs with remote control cars at the park.
Oh, yeah?
And like they think it's a life. Like they chase it, they bark at it.
Yeah.
Like, they want to play with it. Like, what are you? Want to play with me? You know, like, I'm friendly. Rah.
My friend in the lockdown, she got a remote control car, but it's really big.
Yeah.
And we put her dog in it, and then we drove it around with the dog in around the areas. It's like a Bluetooth thing as well, so you can Bluetooth music to the little car, and yeah, and it was great.
Has your friend always been into remote control cars?
No, she just was gonna use it to take her dog down the aisle at her wedding, but then she decided not to. But we were just practicing using it before the wedding. But then she didn't use it because it would have been too hard to take up to.
How's the dog going to go at a wedding?
Well, I walked her in. She was great.
Yeah. Oh, so
Yeah.
she's walking in with you.
Yeah, she
Oh,
walked
that's
in with
good.
me because I was like the first bridesmaid, and then I had 50, the dog, and yeah, she was great. She
What's
was
the
great
dog's
walking
name?
up the aisle. 50 cats.
Oh, 50 cats, so 50 cent, 50,
No.
50 C. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's cool. I just, yeah. Fuck, froze out. All right, I'll put an edit point there. All right, we're back. Welcome back. Just took a break there to grab some water. Just as we get towards the end of the podcast, yeah, hobby-wise, I mean, I think it was great to take things on, and like a lot of people seem to upskill and reskill and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff. I attempted to write a resume at one point in a low. And I was like, maybe I'll put a resume together. And I thought, fuck, can't I just send them a bio and a headshot? That's my latest thinking with it.
What were you thinking about applying for?
Oh, look, I just said, like, I would have just been like, I was talking like 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Like, you know, fucking, like,
It's like where you're almost doing it just to have social
and
stuff
just
as
temp
well.
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
send me somewhere different every day.
Yeah.
Like, kind of thing. Like, I wasn't looking for a career. I was looking for money.
Yeah.
Money. Yeah, I don't know. Like, at the start of it, I was like, all right, I'm not going to touch my savings. Like, once I heard about JobKeeper, it's like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Because, like, your expenses, they went down. Like, your income goes way down, but so do
Yeah.
you know, and it's like, I can do this. I'm not going anywhere. And then it's like, all right, as long as I don't touch my savings. And it's like, all right, I'll use this one, but I'm not touching them once. So it's like, all
Yeah.
right. And then one by one, I just knocked them all over. Kind of
Yeah.
thing.
Did you like get into just buying frivolous stuff just to keep your mood up? Or
Not really. I did spend a lot on video games that I haven't even played, a lot of them. You know,
like fun ones though? Like
yeah,
weird-
great ones.
Yeah,
Like,
okay.
great, but I've just been too busy with another one that I haven't. I'm like, oh, that's great. And it's like, fuck, how many games are you putting out? Stop it. Slow down. Just to break the magic of the podcast for a second, thank you so much for listening to the show. I hope you're enjoying it. If you want to see what I'm up to outside of the podcast, you can catch up with me on social media. Send me a message or don't, whatever. On Twitter, it's @DanielTowns. TikTok is the same. Facebook is Daniel Towns Comedy. Instagram is Daniel_Towns. There's also a Patreon that I've set up for the podcast where you can get bonus episodes on a monthly basis if that interests you. There's also some other cool stuff I've chucked in there, so check it out. And if you are enjoying the show, please consider leaving a review on wherever you're listening to the show. Yeah, and shall we get back to it? All right, let's go. Slow down. So I've done a lot of that, and yeah, I've just enjoyed the time off. But now we're back.
Now, yeah.
I'm really enjoying everything being back, though. I've got to say, like I couldn't like, I think with the lockdowns now, even the people that supported them, and I did, like, I couldn't handle another one. Now that we've seen there's no support.
Yeah.
And, like, because Omicron wasn't a lockdown, it was just a fucking breakout, but everyone treated it like we're in lockdown. Like, I stopped making plans.
Yeah.
You know, like, so
Gigs got cancelled and stuff.
Yeah, gigs got cancelled. People weren't working anymore. That was when all the shops couldn't get employees
Yeah.
to come in, but there was no support. And it's like, all right, if this is how it is now, like, I can't have another lockdown.
Yeah.
Like, I can't afford to have another lockdown. Like, someone in our apartment complex, like, pretty much 2 days or 3 days after the lockdown ended, like, I think I've told you this, but I was walking my dog early in the morning.
Was it in the apartment complex?
Yeah, it was like the front building there. They jumped off their balcony.
Oh.
For the people that don't know, they jumped off their balcony and, yeah, just straight into the road. Trigger warning. If you don't feel great about yourself, Lifeline and Beyond Blue are services that are available. But anyway, moving on with the story.
I didn't realise it was in your apartment building.
Yeah, like, I literally, so you can see from here, but, like, usually I'd walk down to the end of my hallway this way.
Yeah.
And go down the fire stairs and just turn right, and it would happen behind me. But he wanted to go down in the elevator, and then he pulled me in the opposite direction across the front of the first building, and then across the back of it, then around to the front of it and back up the other way. So I had to walk, and then it was about 3 meters in front of me, like, where they came. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was somewhere that you could just avoid for forever,
no,
so you didn't
it's
have
where I
to
live.
Yeah.
And there was, like, blood on the road.
Oh,
for,
my
like,
God.
For a while. Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah, they didn't clean it up. Honestly, I don't even know if they did, because I looked for it another day when I walked past, but there was so many leaves and whatnot blown over.
Yeah.
It's like, I wonder if they even cleaned that. Like,
That's crazy.
yeah. But, like, that was just at the end of the, like, who knows what,
Yeah.
you know, like, what frame of mind he was in, like, from, like, was COVID affected that? Because I spoke to a mental health person during the lockdown.
Yeah.
And, like, they said to me, mate, you sound like you're doing pretty well compared to a lot of the other people I speak to. And I was like,
Yeah.
really? And he's like, oh, yeah. He goes, not many people like that I'm talking
Yeah.
to are doing well.
I remember I did like one of those quarantine things where you're in a place. Like I needed to get to Melbourne for some work in one of the lockdowns, and so it was when all the borders were shut. Oh, it wasn't in a lockdown. It was like just when all the borders were shut with stuff. And so for me to get to Melbourne, I had to go to Darwin, do a 2-week quarantine, and then go to Melbourne.
Jeez.
And so I did the 2-week quarantine, and that was interesting to see how different people reacted to being in a, essentially we're in miners' dongers.
Oh, yeah, I think I remember seeing the photos on Instagram, and you were up there with Nikki Britton.
Yeah, coincidentally, she was there.
Oh,
she got there like a few days after me. And she was in like a weird, because they have sort of like, they're all boxed, all like closed off from one another. So we're allowed outside for like half an hour or an hour a day. And so we would go like text each other, and then at the same time we'd go and sort of like talk through the fence by a few meters. Yeah.
Like prisoners, or someone on the inside talking to someone on the outside.
Yeah. And one day we bought
sorry,
we bought hand sanitizer, and Nikki had bought like a tennis ball or something. We're going to like play handball, because there was like just basically a rope across the area so they could get in and out easy. And we're going to try and play handball, but then we were so terrified of like losing the ball down one of the gutters into another area that we just stopped playing, because we're like, Nikki can't go without her tennis ball. Like, if she doesn't have that to bang against the wall in her donga.
Yeah,
like,
right.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone, like, she'd be one of the better people to go through that kind of experience with, though.
Yeah, I think it was nice. She got to leave earlier than me, because she was living in a place that got downgraded, so she didn't have to stay in there for the full 2 weeks, which was good. I think she only had to stay there like 7 or 8 days, which, I was there for the full 2 weeks. But apparently the week before was when that lady had just like walked off and she just jumped the fence and started walking.
Yeah, right.
Because it's like, you're just in the middle of nowhere, and it's just fenced off like a music festival with those types of fences.
Yeah.
And she just jumped the fence and kept walking, and then they just got her and brought her back, because they were like, where are you going to go to?
Yeah.
Like, this is the middle of nowhere, and you're in the Northern Territory.
Yeah, you could have died.
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid. That would be so hard, though. 2 weeks of that.
2 weeks, yeah, and the food was like pretty rough.
Did you have any like iPads, laptops,
Oh, yeah.
things to watch on.
I bought everything. I bought heaps of puzzles.
Yeah, but I mean, it still doesn't make it great. It just gives you stuff to kill the time with.
Oh, yeah, but I started, like, my brain, I wasn't even taking in media anymore. Like, I would put shows on to watch, and then I wasn't actually watching them. Like,
That's how I was through the whole first year of it. Like, I found so hard to get invested in anything.
yeah.
And it was because there was all this other stuff going on, I think. And, yeah, like, I just couldn't focus on
Yeah.
so much. Yeah.
Well, I banned myself from the news. Well, I didn't ban myself. Jono banned me from the news, and then now I've enforced it on myself for longer because I would constantly be Googling the news or whatever. And now
Well, it's hard to be
don't know anything
creative
going
when
on.
you're confined like that.
Yeah.
You know, like in a...
It's just like the waiting for the end date. Like, I always find the end bit harder because it's like counting down the days until you're done.
I used
That's
to
the
count
worst
down
bit.
the days in the UK, like to coming home to Australia, but I used to start about 3 months out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was rough. And I got to say, though, over there, the last 2 weeks always went pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Because the last 2 weeks, I'd be like, oh, fuck, I've only got 2 weeks. I've got to see this
some
person. I've got to
fun
do
stuff.
that. I've got to do this. And then you're kind of cramming in everything I was meant to do. But the countdown of that 3 months would take fucking forever. Like, the weather would be getting shit.
I really don't understand how anybody decided to stay in England. Like, it's like, I know it's like, it is what it is, but the weather is genuinely horrific.
Yeah.
It's grey most of the year.
Yeah.
And then it's just cold and horrible. I liked my time there, but only because I knew I was only there for 2 years. Like, I always would think, like, if I knew this was forever, I couldn't do it.
Welcome back to all our English listeners. No, look, in the end, I like the UK. I really like it. But for me, I made a lifestyle choice in the end.
Yeah.
And, like, they were the things that influenced it. Like, I could make more money over there. Like, you know, like you can. And there's more work. There's more everything because there's more people and it's a smaller place. Like, logistically, it makes more sense. But I was like, I can't. That climate.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather earn less money and live...
Not be vitamin D deficient.
Yeah, live with sunshine and like I did. Yeah, it was a lifestyle choice in the end. Like, I'd go back, but I wouldn't go back for a length of time. I'd want to just go for a holiday and do a short run of gigs and see some friends and...
Yeah. I reckon maybe I'd be okay now. I think it was just moving directly from Townsville to London in the middle of summer. From Townsville summer to London,
that's true.
Winter was really dreary. And then also having never lived anywhere that wasn't just sunny 365 days of the year.
Yeah, that's a big change. You do, and look, you do get used to it when you're there.
Yeah.
But like, yeah.
Oh yeah, one day it was so hot, and me and my friends went to because I live near Wimbledon, like the park, the big common area.
What, an Aussie in the southwest?
We went there, and then we were like so hot, and I got sunburnt, and we were all like sweating, and we all got ice creams, and we were like complaining about how hot it was. And I checked the temperature, and it was 18 degrees, and I was like, "What is?"
Yeah, what's going on? What's happening to my body?
Yeah, how is this? I'm sunburnt. They don't even have any issues with ozone here.
Yeah, it has gotten warmer there though.
Yeah.
Like I've heard from friends over the last couple of years. It seems, and I guess like it's getting warmer here the summers, and then you look out the window at that shit.
Yeah, I'm in the rain. Yeah, driving back from the Gold Coast the day before yesterday, just before all the roads got cut off from flooding, it was crazy.
Oh yeah, I got a friend that's going up that way yesterday.
Can they get up?
Well, I don't know.
Or are they flying?
No, they were driving.
Oh.
And then one of Amanda's friends is up there and they're like, yeah, they're in Lismore or something. And they said, yeah, the McDonald's sign, you can only see like the top of it.
Yeah.
It's all underwater. So I don't know, maybe she didn't get up there.
Yeah, I think they said the roads are cut off for a few more days. Well, I don't know. I don't read the news. Mum told me. So.
Yeah, I don't even have an aerial on my TV.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I check it online sometimes, but I usually just check the Twitter trends because that gives you the big ones.
Yeah, I don't even do that. I get all my news word of mouth, which is probably the worst way to get it. But you find out if anything big's going to happen.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
I still don't know what's happening with Russia and the Ukraine, but I don't...
I miss that as well. I got to say, like, I'm usually across that stuff because it breaks on Twitter, but I wasn't on social media either. And then someone brought it up on stage, and I'm like, what are you talking about? They did it. I just didn't think it had happened. Like,
yeah.
I just didn't. I just thought, I mean, even, like, obviously it's an invasion, but, like, if I surrounded your house with all my friends.
D-Towns is pro-Russia.
No, I'm not.
No,
I'm
I've
not
got
at
no
all.
idea what's happening.
And then I said, you better not fucking do anything or I'm going to fucking come in there and, like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, because initially, like, NATO wasn't supposed to extend their reach past Poland.
I don't know what any of these...
Well,
I don't
NATO,
know
what is that?
NATO is.
North American something. It's an alliance of, like, a bunch of countries. And it's basically to prevent global world war with places like Russia or like places that can nuke. So like they'll have anti-nuke missile stations and like all that kind of stuff, and they'll have their own nukes based in these, like ready to, you know, like,
Yeah.
so it's just that there's weaponry everywhere. Like so
Yeah.
if something pops off, there's enough stuff to launch their own stuff and shoot it down and all that kind of stuff. But it was never supposed to, like at the end of the, I think it was World War II, it was when it was formed, it was never meant to go past Poland. And gradually America's crept closer and closer to Russia.
Yeah.
And like Russia was always the intention, like getting close. Once Germany went down, like it was
Yeah.
always getting closer to Russia was the next. You know, if they had something similar in Asia, they'd be fucking inching towards China, not
Yeah.
Singapore.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like it's been a long time coming, and the reason I thought nothing would ever happen is because I felt like Putin knew his place in the world's eye as the bad guy. And
Yeah.
he was just like a bear that America was trying to poke, but he was never going to act first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think he'd act first, but I suppose he hasn't against the States, has he?
I have genuinely no idea. I'm waiting for like This American Life to put a podcast out that'll explain it to me that dates back to whenever it started, because I genuinely have no idea. I don't know anything about any wars that ever have happened.
Or maybe, oh really?
Like I know about the Nazis, obviously.
Yeah.
And I have my great-great-granddad's war diary, but I've read that because I had to type it out. But then I genuinely just like don't really understand. I just like, you know, it's like those things that interest you and things that don't interest you.
Oh,
and
look,
for me, I'm like, how do you pollinate a zucchini plant? That's interesting to me.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or I don't really find that interesting.
I don't find it interesting either, but I will say I was in Canberra and we went to the War Memorial because girlfriend had never been there. And
Yeah.
that was like fascinating. Like it's just like a museum, but it wasn't fascinating like, oh wow, people with guns shooting other people. It was more like, I can't believe this is how they did it.
Yeah. Oh, the big knife bit on the end of the gun, that's a bit full on, isn't it?
You can tell you don't know anything, the big knife
Yeah.
bit.
No, thank you.
Get that big knife bit away from me. No, yeah, but like maybe like war, I mean, obviously it's changed with technology, but it evolved, like, and the military is still involved, but maybe it's the biggest things that are going to happen is because I know that because of all the trade stuff and all that, like the Russian stock market tanked like 45% or something, which is a lot. So is it now moving on to economy thing? Because they've always tried the economy approach. Like even in World War II, the Germans made a bunch of fake English money. And the intention was to devalue their currency, but the planes got shot down when they were flying it in.
Oh.
Like they got shot down in the English Channel or something, or like in somewhere in Europe. Like it's because like.
Oh, you'd want to be underneath, wouldn't you?
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would. But yeah, crippling somewhere's economy is part of like it's.
Yeah. Have you heard of? Is it called Diamond Jack or something?
No.
Apparently, I've really. This is going to be third-hand story.
Like they're the best ones.
So I've got no idea. It's like apparently some war somewhere, somebody was like flying diamonds somewhere. Anyway, the plane got shot down, but it was near Darwin, near the Northern Territory. The plane went in the water. All the diamonds went in the water too. This like bag of diamonds, and then this guy, Diamond Jack, he just found the bag of diamonds on the beach, and he was just like this sort of like, I don't know, just a regular like bloke, and then, or maybe it was Broome, I don't know, somewhere.
Yeah.
And he was just started handing out diamonds to people, paying for everything, and just became this like sort of like rich guy until they were like, you've got like the, I don't know, some king of somewhere's diamonds.
Oh jeez.
We need to sort this out, but. Diamond Jack. I think that's, anyway, like I said, third hand, but it's kind of similar to the money raining down from the planes that you'd love to be underneath it, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Just to,
Definitely. I'm happy if fired $50.
Yeah. That is nice when you find... I found my own $50 once and it was the best thing that's ever happened to me. I must have dropped $50 when I was coming into my apartment one night and been the first out in the morning and found it in the hallway.
I found a wallet the other day leaving the park. But like it didn't even... Like honestly, when I picked it up, like the first thought that went through my head was, obviously I'm going to do the right thing and give it back.
Yeah.
But fuck, I hope there's cash in here. Like, because people just want their cards back.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, you know, that's my brain usually, I'm like, I don't care, $50, whatever. Here's your money back. But my head just went, take the money too. But there was none there. And it's like,
God damn it. Yeah, there's...
That's so bad.
I remember being so angry in primary school. We had a swimming carnival and me and my friend found $20 on the ground, just a $20 note. And she made us hand it into the tuck shop at the swimming carnival. And I was like, nobody's going to go up to a swimming carnival tuck shop and be like, I lost my $20.
Jesus Christ, you know how many red frogs or snakes you could go for $20 at a swimming pool tuck shop?
I could have been whiz fizzing off my nut for the full day.
They were 2 for 5 cents when I was a kid.
Yeah, I used to love the do you remember those fizzes? You know, fizzes, they're like a sort of like a stick, but they're like in like packaging. They're fluoro. There's like pink, green and purple.
Yeah.
And I used to love I think the green one of that. It's like the greatest thing to me. I thought it tasted like a lychee.
Yeah, right. I'm not a big fan of lychee flavours.
Oh,
I was a
but are you
Snakes
a fan
Alive
of
kid.
lychees, like real lychees?
Not really, no.
Oh.
Yeah, no. I find it odd.
You've had them fresh?
I think so.
Really good ones?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. They got a funny texture to me, but I'm weird like that.
Yeah.
I don't put any stock in what I say.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm just judging you
that's
off
okay.
the fact that you don't like lychees. It's been like, okay. One negative for details.
That's all right. I can live with one. We'll find out what the others are a little bit later. But we should look at wrapping this thing up soon because we've got
Stuff to do.
stuff to do. And
Yeah.
I mean, this is great fun. No, I've had a good time. Thanks for coming on. First time.
No.
First one back. First cab off the rank.
No worries. Hopefully you'll
who-
get back into it.
Who thought, who's interesting that I get along with and just makes me laugh.
And you've seen recently, so you
Oh, no. And it's, yeah, like it's,
remind you.
yeah, no, it's good. I appreciate you coming on.
No.
So, yeah, check Danielle out at comedy festivals around Australia starting in
Yeah, I think March. Is that when they start?
Starting
Yeah,
soon, very soon.
Yeah.
Check Danielle Walker.
Yeah.
Just, yeah, you know how to spell.
Yeah. The pretty standard name.
Type that into Google.
Yeah.
And your home state.
Oh, yeah, I'm going back to Brisbane. That'll be nice.
No, I meant their home state.
Oh, yeah.
I'm talking to them now.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, I'm not going to all of them, but I think Perth,
No,
yeah.
Enough.
Some others, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, good stuff. All right. Well, yeah, thanks for coming on and thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.
Bye.
See ya.